Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for another Facebook Lunch and Learn. I'm so excited to be here today. Um, just a reminder that these Lunch and Learns are for educational purposes only. Please refer to your doctor or medical caregiver for more information and if you want a resource, please let us know. We are trying to make sure we get all the resources we can to you in this trying time. I have to admit that I have started to like our virtual online platforms. We are reaching more people than we probably have in the past, and I really appreciate that. So, our goal is to keep this going on no matter how we get back to normal, but we want to make sure that the caregivers across Arkansas have the resources that they need. We have some exciting things going on at Alzheimer's Arkansas. We are trying to make sure that we can provide the resources and education like we always have, just in different ways. Ha ha ha. So, a few things we have going on is if you text ALZ ARK to 51555, you will get all the news and updates that we have going on at Alzheimer's Arkansas. We promise not to text you more than 6 times a month. So if you want to get any information about what's going on, text ALZ ARK to 51555. And for all of you walkers that have spent many of years walking and providing funds and donors to our caregivers across Arkansas, we will have a virtual walk this year. It is on September the 19th. And if you want information and registration details, you can text RESPITE, RESPITE, to 71777. Again, RESPITE, RESPITE, 71777. Of course, you can always go to our website, ALZARK.org, for walk information or any information. Just visit our website and see what's going on. And you can always call me. I'm in the office. I miss you guys, so if you want to talk to me, call me sometimes. Today, we have a special guest. I just met her today, but she is a sweet lady with a great calling and just another resource for caregivers to think about on their continuum of care. What other care options are out there, and providing us that information so you can have a choice and inform on the information. So I have the founder of Miss Ida's House of Care and Love in Hot Springs here. Her name is Lisa Regina. Okay, bring her name up. Bring her name up, Jose. Lisa Regina Wade, and she is the founder. She took care of her mother. Sorry guys, she took care of her mother for years, and her mother made her promise not to put her in a nursing home. So out of that birthed her vision to have a care home for people with Alzheimer's and dementia. So we're going to bring Miss Lisa in, and she's going to give you and talk to you about what she's doing to provide care to people with loved ones and a care option. So I'm going to let you take over, Miss Lisa, and just kind of let us know what you have going on. And also, there's other houses of threes out here, so there are ways. If she's full, if you're looking for something in your community, just reach out to us, because this is a growing resource and service for people that don't want to put their loved ones in a nursing home. You can have it, Lisa.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I thank you for having me today. I am Lisa Regina Wade. I am the founder and operator of Miss Ida's House of Care and Love in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Miss Ida's House is a residential care home that accommodates 3 residents. It also offers other services that help families prepare for living and caring for family members who have Alzheimer's dementia, or who are no longer able to live by themselves, or just trying to live out their last days with care and love. Our mission is to provide comfort, guidance, compassion, support, and to respect our residents and their families, showing professionalism, dignity, and integrity during transitional times. So we are excited about Miss Ida's house and what is going on. And, even though the COVID is here, we're still excited about what we're doing and the work that we're doing. A little bit about Miss Ida's house was birthed out of a vision that was given to me from my mother, Miss Ida. I was her only daughter, and I have a bunch of big older brothers, but of course, she charged me to make sure that I take care of her and not put her in a facility. So she wanted to stay at home. And I know there are a lot of people out there that have that same sentiment, that don't want to go to a facility. They want to be in a home like setting, or even be in their own home, so we try to comfort them and show them that they can still be in a home like setting and surround themselves with some things from home. They can bring pictures, they can bring a dresser, or just whatever they want that's going to help remind them of home. We are fully furnished. If they don't have furniture that they want to bring, or something that they want to bring, we are fully furnished. My mother suffered from Alzheimer's and dementia, and then she was later diagnosed with leukemia cancer. But this was a hardship on me because I was off living in a whole nother state in North Carolina, and she told me that I needed to get home. So I got home, from working a full-time job. I moved back to Arkansas and became a full-time caregiver. Now, caregiving wasn't something that was new to me because I've done caregiving for the past 35 years. I've done it in some form, whether it was elders or whether it was our youth. I've been a caregiver for many years. So that was always still in the background of my regular job, away from my regular job. My father was diagnosed with Alzheimer's and dementia. So I've had it on both sides, my mom and my dad. Miss Ida's House was started on April 26, 2017, and it is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So I say that, and you ask, how do we get our funding? Our funding is from grants, it's from long-term care, insurance, or our residents pay a stipend of whatever their income is. So there's various ways. Every situation is different. Um, so we accept all, and like I say, we are probably the only nonprofit care home, but we have several other care homes in Hot Springs. If you are looking for a care home, can also recommend you to other care homes if they have available bed, if we're not available to help you. Our topic today is living and caring for Alzheimer's dementia residents during the time of COVID-19. The COVID-19 has made a tremendous change in the way that we do things, especially with our Alzheimer's and dementia residents. Before COVID-19, it was already an adjustment of life for those that we care for living with Alzheimer's and dementia. Our care home was totally adjusted in the way which we care for our residents, differently from before COVID-19. But we work to ensure that our residents continue to live with some normalcy as much as possible. That is so important because we know how patients or people are with Alzheimer's and dementia. So we work really closely with them to try to keep some type of normalcy with them and keep their mind occupied. We're encouraging our caregivers and residents. We always encourage them to participate in safety, wearing their mask, their gloves, hand washing, and using the hand sanitizer. So we have all the safety precautions that are required that we have put in place to make sure that everyone is following the guidelines to keep everyone safe, just as much as our residents as our caregivers. We assure you that there's nothing that has changed as far as our daily activities. We do games, puzzles, dance activities, we play music. We get them moving. The ones that are able to move, we get them moving. Um, and we're just considering the recent restrictions, we're doing more and more of inside activities as we can, and coming up with new ideas to help them, during this time, because we know we really have to keep them occupied to keep their mind focused. Our visitation policy, it is complies with the state laws and regulations that are required with the COVID-19, and we've been providing our residents with interface communication, such as video chats. So that has been a fun experience, and to watch them to see their family members and not actually be able to reach out and touch them. But we're working through it. Our caregivers are trained and certified. They are also certified in CPR, first aid, and we have an AED machine, automated external defibrillator. So they are also trained in using the AED machine in our care home. And we're using precautionary measures to check our caregivers, their temps, making sure they're wearing masks, and everyone in the house is required to wear a mask before entering in the house. And we kind of complete a little questionnaire to make sure that they have not been sick as well. Anyone that's entering in and from the care home. We're continually doing video training to help assist, in our residents' transition of living in this pandemic. I can't tell you how much things have changed, with the COVID-19. This has really been a difficult time for not only our residents, but our caregivers as well, as they are essential workers. And we are so proud and happy to have the team that we have. In Garland County alone, it's been documented just this morning when I checked, it was 549 cases reported in Garland County with 5 deaths. So we're really trying to make sure that we're taking all the precautions. We have been fortunate to not have anyone, our caregivers or our residents, to have had the COVID. So we are just thankful that we have not had anyone to have had it. And we're striving to continue to have a safe environment for our caregivers and our residents. We're hoping that this COVID-19 will end soon and we can return to some type of normalcy. And care homes are the new type of home field facility that is growing in all communities. So check around and see if you can find a care home near you. If you're not in Hot Springs, there are care homes in almost all the cities now. They're the new up and coming things. My last thing is I ask you, what will happen to you when you get older or sick and there is no one to help take care of you? Your children have their own lives to live and families of their own. Will you be put in a home facility only to be forgotten? You may ask, why is Miss Ida's House of Care and Love available? It is available because I wanted to help, and it was a vision that was given from my mom for me to help. Just she did this herself. She invited people into her house and kept people. I remember growing up as a little girl, this lady lived with us, and I was like, I know she was my mom's best friend, but why did she live with us? But my mom cared for her. She had diabetes and she lost her eyesight, and my mom cared for her until she transitioned. So I learned this from her as growing up as a child, so I know that this was a vision definitely given from her, so my hope is that every family member will have a peace of mind knowing that their loved one is cared for and loved. I thank you today for inviting me and listening and watching. And I thank the Alzheimer's Dementia for this time to allow me to give my presentation. And I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you will come out and visit us and take a tour soon. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That was very informative, Miss Lisa. I really appreciate you going on today. I do have a couple of questions that, and I think we kind of discussed it just to make sure we know and get some little information about a care home. So, activities. What kind of activities do you usually have in a care home?
We have puzzles, we have crossword puzzle books, we
Mm-hmm.
have games. They love playing Trouble. I
Mm-hmm.
love playing Trouble, so they love playing Trouble. We have Sorry, so we have a bunch of board games that can keep them occupied, and little tinker toys that they can kind of tinker with. We're in the process of also creating a garden in the backyard to where
Okay.
they can plant things and watch things grow, to give them something to occupy their time.
Okay.
And of course, we do the dance activities. So we play
Okay.
music and they sing and dance. So we're really excited about that. They love that. That's fun time.
So if I had my loved one and I was thinking about, well, maybe I was thinking about a care home. And of course, there's always a question like, are they going to get the same services that they would get in a nursing home in a skilled? So do you bring people in? Like how, like if they needed PT, if they needed hospice, like would they get all the services they would get in a facility?
Yes, ma'am. We do have contracts with several different organizations to where they can come in. One of our individual client has their own hospice set up to where the hospice is coming in. So it just depends on each client, whatever their needs are, that we're getting them set up with the service that they need. So we have nurses come in, like I say, PT comes in, and then the hospice nurse comes in to check on them.
Okay. So also, as if I had a loved one in there and communication, like, do you have care plans? Am I Can I visit at any time? Like, how does all that work? Because I'm gonna put my loved one in your hands. So
Right.
tell me
We
how
it
that works.
we have visiting hours, and right now with the social distancing, we're trying to keep as less possible, unless it's possible, people traffic coming in and out. So a lot of them have been setting up the social media, the video and then chatting with them online. But if there was a need for you to come and want to just visit with your with our resident, we do have a different section that we can have you set up in, and you can visit with them and have one-on-one time with them.
Okay.
And
So
then we can always use our picture. We have a big picture window in front of the house, so we can always use the picture window, and you can look through the picture window and talk to them.
since you've been doing this a little while, what's probably the number one challenge or obstacles for families to in uh deciding, like what obstacle do you see family members having for choosing a care home?
I think the one thing that a lot of people have, the reason they've chosen a care home is because of the fact that it's only 3 residents.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives my caregiver more time to spend with each one of those, not having 5 or 6 or even 20, in other facilities. You have more, one person to more people. So with only 3 residents, that kind of gives them some comfort in knowing that their family member is taken care of.
Okay. So, what about what have you found about the transition from for for the residents from home to the care home? How does the transition look for some of them?
We try to set up visits before they kind of transition there, let them come and visit and maybe sit for a while. And then the family member is allowed to see, how they're interacting with the caregivers, how they're interacting in the house, and kind of to get a feel of comfort, from the individual family member that's actually going to be the resident, if they can able to leave them there or not. Because a lot of times with the Alzheimer's and dementia patients, my mom didn't even want me to take her to the doctor, but I
Yeah.
told her I'd get her ice cream so
Okay.
she would go. So that it's just different things of making them feel comforted and making sure that they're restful, and in a comforting place.
Okay. Well, I think that's all the questions we have for now.
Okay.
Of course, you can reach out and get information from Lisa. You can contact her at her office. Do you have a number, Lisa?
Yes, it's 501-655-6985.
And you can always call me at the office at 501-224-0021, and we can help you connect to Miss Ida's house or even find a care home in your community. So thank you, Lisa, for your information. I really appreciate your time. Just some updates about Alzheimer's Arkansas. Of course, we have our virtual walk lined up for September the 19th, and you can get information and register if you text RESPITE, RESPITE, to 71777 for updates and all the exciting things we have planned at Alzheimer's Arkansas. You can text ALZ ARK to 51555, and we will see you next week, same time, same place. And thank you all for taking your time out to visit us. Thank you, and share these videos so we can get the resources out to people across Arkansas. Thank you, and have a good day.